This week, Jonny finds out a bit more about the latest strategy in Civilization 6, out now for all major platforms. Angelo spent some time with the Call of Duty Infinite Warfare closed beta and shares his thoughts. And we check out the LucidSound LS30, a gaming headset that looks quite different to what we're used to. This is Player Attack. Hi, I'm Jessica Citizen, and this week, in case you missed it, Nintendo finally told us exactly what their next hardware project will be. For months we've known about the Nintendo NX, but now the curtain has been lifted and the intriguing new Nintendo Switch has taken centre stage. As had been hinted, the device can be plugged into a TV or used as a gaming tablet, complete with removable controllers. If you're playing on a TV, then the twin controllers work in tandem, but if you're using the Switch as a tablet, you can give one controller to a friend and indulge in a little portable multiplayer. And while the hardware has captured imaginations worldwide, it's also disappointed a few of Nintendo's longtime fans. Because the Switch is not a direct successor to either the Wii family of consoles or the DS family of handhelds, your physical 3DS and Wii U games are not compatible with the new hardware. However, we have heard that the Switch will not be region locked, so we're prepared to take the good with the bad. Also, while the introductory video showed all sorts of games being played on the Switch screen, including NBA 2K17 and Skyrim Special Edition, publishers are now admitting that these titles are not actually confirmed for the new device. A serious number of publishers and developers have signed up to work on games for the Switch, but for now, the only confirmed games are Nintendo properties, like, a new 3D Mario. Something else big was announced last week, something else we also kind of knew was coming but didn't quite expect to be this good. It's been 6 years since we rode into Mexico, ladies and gentlemen, and may I present Red Dead Redemption 2.
Listen to me. When the time comes, you gotta run and don't look back. This is over.
Rockstar Games know how to push our buttons. We know next to nothing about the new game at this stage. No details on story, characters, or even really the setting, but we do know Red Dead Redemption 2 is headed to PS4 and Xbox One sometime near the end of 2017, and yes, there is already a petition you can sign to try and bring it to PC. Moving on, and Chinese team EL Gaming has continued in its quest for world domination, taking out the World of Tanks Wargaming League APAC Season 1 finals in a thriller match against Japanese team B Gaming. It was the first time Wargaming held an esports event in Australia, but the home ground advantage wasn't quite enough for local entry Team Efficiency, who was knocked out in the first round 7-2. And speaking of esports, Activision Blizzard CEO Bobby Kotick has apparently revealed secret plans for an Overwatch Pro League, slipping a reference into the middle of a panel discussion at the Vanity Fair New Establishment Summit. From the sounds of things, Blizzard's team shooter could well be looking at the sort of support of World of Tanks or League of Legends, with people making a living playing the game competitively, but the developer has kept very quiet on the topic to date. While the game has literally only just hit shelves, the world's first professional Civilization 6 player has signed to an esports team. Steven Tarkowski, known as Mr. Game Theory, is a well-known player in the world of Civilization, so it's not really surprising that he's been snapped up by Team Liquid. The organisation says it's looking to host Civ 6 tournaments as early as next month. If you'd like to know more about Civilization 6, Jonny chats to Ed Beach from Firaxis a little later in the show. In other, sadder news, United Front Games has been closed. The Canadian studio behind Mod Nation Races, Disney Infinity's Battlegrounds and the open-world Hong Kong adventure of Sleeping Dogs had recently been working on a slick strategic beat-em-up called Smash and Grab, which enjoyed a free beta weekend not so long ago. It's not known quite why the studio has closed its doors after nearly a decade in the business or what will happen to Smash and Grab, but for now there are a number of game developers in Vancouver who have suddenly found themselves out of work, and, in happier news, a number of game studios in the surrounding areas who are opening their doors to new hires. F1 driver Lewis Hamilton will feature in Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, appearing as an engineer on board the Retribution, one of the last remaining United Nations Space Alliance warships. It's not a terribly large role, but Hamilton describes the experience as incredible, admitting that he's been a fan of the franchise for a long time. Due out November 4, Infinite Warfare also features Kit Harington from Game of Thrones and acclaimed UFC fighter Conor McGregor. For more of our thoughts, stay tuned. If you're looking forward to playing a bit of Watch Dogs 2 on PC, you will be looking forward a while longer. Ubisoft has just delayed the Windows build of the game by 2 weeks because, you guessed it, things need a bit more polish. Now, while you'll be able to get the PS4 and Xbox One versions of the game from November 15, you will be waiting until November 29 to play it on PC. That said, the wait is almost over for another game that you might be hanging out for. The Last Guardian has officially gone gold, meaning that it is right on track for a December release. We've been waiting nearly 10 years for Team Ico's third game, and now, according to Sony Interactive Entertainment head Shuhei Yoshida, the project is just about done. So the question now is, can it possibly live up to the hype? And finally, I'm not quite sure how to say this, so I'll just come out and say it. Someone is making a live-action TV game show based on Candy Crush. Before you say only in Japan, this one is proudly made in the US, where it's headed to the CBS network. The game show will feature teams of 2 people competing on enormous interactive game boards, so it really could be as simple as dancing around on a huge iPad, but the man behind the project is Matt Kunitz, who has worked on game shows like Wipeout and Fear Factor, and he promises to bring elements of those games into this one as well. No dates have been penciled in for this one and no host has been announced, but I'll admit I'm more than a little curious to see how this one will work in front of a live studio audience. For more information on any of these stories or to keep up to date with the latest gaming news, head to playerattack.com. But for now, stick around, we've got plenty more still to come.